All right, today we're talking about something huge happening in Indian medical education, something that could literally change the game for doctors everywhere. And it all boils down to one very simple question. So, to really get why this is such a big deal, you gotta ask yourself something fundamental about medicine. I mean, think about it. In a field that's changing every single day, when does a doctor's learning actually stop? The answer? Well, it doesn't. It just doesn't stop, right? Medical knowledge is always on the move. And keeping up isn't just about, staying relevant in your job. It's about giving your patients the absolute best care you can. That's where continuing medical education, what we call CME, comes in. It's not just important, it's absolutely critical. And that brings us right to our main story today, because a whole new benchmark for medical education in India has just been set. So here's the headline, the big news. MedVarsity is now the very first organization in India to get accredited by the ACCME. Okay, that sounds impressive, right? But what does that alphabet soup, ACCME, actually mean for a doctor on the ground? All right, let's break it down. Let's decode this ACME thing. People call it the gold standard in medical education, and trust me, there's a really good reason for that. Figuring out why is the key to understanding this whole story. Okay, first things first, what even is the ACCME? It stands for the Accreditation Council for Continuing Medical Education. Now, they're based in the US, but don't let that fool you. Their reach is global. Their whole job, their entire reason for being is to set and enforce the highest possible standards for medical education, anywhere on the planet. And when I say gold standard, I'm not exaggerating. This isn't just some other certificate you hang on the wall. No way. It's the global benchmark for quality. It's basically a guarantee that what you're learning is top tier, period. So what makes this standard so special? Well, it really rests on three main pillars. Number one, it has to be scientifically rigorous. We're talking about the absolute latest, evidence-based research. Number two, it's got to be relevant. It has to tackle the real problems, the real challenges doctors are facing out there today. And finally, number three, it's outcome-focused. The whole point is to actually improve a doctor's performance and improve patient outcomes. Okay, so we've established this is a pretty big deal, right? But let's get down to brass tacks. What does this actually mean for you? For the doctor, the nurse, the healthcare professional listening to this right now? Well, this accreditation breaks down into four key benefits, real, tangible things that can boost your career. First up, global recognition. This is a game changer. Suddenly, the CME credits you earn aren't just valid in India, they can be recognized by medical boards and employers all over the world. That opens up a whole new universe of possibilities for your career. Second, and this one is huge, is assured quality. You get a solid guarantee that the course you're putting your time and money into isn't just, good enough. It meets these incredibly tough international standards for excellence. You know for sure that your time is being well spent. Number three is career advancement. I mean, let's be real for a second. Having ACCME accredited education on your resume, that adds some serious weight. It screams that you're committed to the best kind of lifelong learning. And believe me, employers and hospitals notice that stuff. And last but not least, number four, real-world impact. We're not just talking about textbook theory here. This education is built from the ground up to help you make better clinical decisions. And what does that lead to? Better care for your patients. Simple as that. But, the impact here is way bigger than just one person's career. This moment is actually setting a brand new standard for the entire medical community in India. And let's be crystal clear, this is a huge first. Being the very first CME provider in India to get this accreditation, well, that's going to create some major ripple effects. So what kind of ripple effects are we talking about? For one, doctors in India can now get world-class medical education without having to fly halfway around the world. For another, it raises the bar for everyone. It sets a new benchmark for quality that all other providers will have to look at, and hopefully it's going to light a fire under other institutions to aim for that same high standard. But look, at the end of the day, after we've talked about all the standards and credits and career boosts, it all has to come back to the one thing that matters most, patient care, right? Because that's the whole point. That's the ultimate goal of any medical education. Ultimately, that's what this accreditation really is. It's a promise. It's an assurance that every single hour a doctor spends learning, every bit of effort they put in, it directly helps their patients. It counts towards their well-being. So, That really just leaves us with one final thought to chew on. Now that this new global gold standard for learning has officially arrived in India, the real question is, how are we, as a whole medical community, going to use it to lift up the standard of care for every single patient?